On the workbench this month is a Bachmann Class 47 and its code is 32800Z, and this one is a Silver Jubilee stroke Union Jack livery, and this was applied to the 47 back in 1977 to mark the Silver Jubilee of Queen Elizabeth II. So I'll get it out of the box and we'll have a look at the model. The actual loco was released into traffic in September 1964, and for the first 10 years of its working career it was D1757. It was then renumbered under the top system to 47163, and in 1977 became one of two Stratford based 47s to be adorned with the large Union Jacks on the body side as part of the Queen's Silver Jubilee celebrations, the other loco being 47164, which I'll talk about briefly later. However, in December 1977 this particular loco was involved in a collision with a Class 83 and it was really severely damaged, and it was withdrawn from traffic immediately following its recovery. The number 2 end of the loco was basically mashed in, and it had a subsequent fire as a result of the collision. So it was really borderline whether they were going to scrap the loco or try to save it and rebuild it. However, luckily it was taken to crew works and it took almost 2 years until it emerged repaired and ready for service again. So, you know, the loco had a bit of a short-lived display of the Union flags because obviously it was involved with that crash at the number 2 end, which in turn took it out of traffic. When it returned to traffic it wasn't wearing the Union Jacks. Okay, the model sitting in front of us is one of Bachmann's slightly earlier Class 47s, and what I mean by that is it's the same tooling for the body shell etc, but it's not got cab lights. Post 2011, 2012 the Bachmann updated their 47s, and at that point introduced a new style packaging, and from then you've always had cab lights that are switchable both on DC and DCC, obviously using small switches underneath the fuel tanks if you wish to switch them off permanently. This particular model has black buffers and black fuel tanks and a grey roof. Now if you look at pictures of the Stratford based 47s that wore this livery, it was a grey stroke silver roof. They had grey fuel tanks and silvery grey buffers with silver piping, you know, and buffer beam detail. This being an earlier Bachmann, they've kept the black tanks on it with the blank buffers. If you buy the recent edition 47164, which was released by Bachmann to celebrate their 25th anniversary, it was in a box set with a steam engine. If you bought one of them, it was a silver roof with silver tanks and silver buffers. More prototypically correct, but I think the latest edition of the Bachmann 47 in this livery doesn't look particularly good with silver tanks, unless you're obviously going to weather it down. So that's why I kind of held off and looked around for this particular earlier version, if you like, because I just think it wears the darker tanks a lot better in model form. Now that's just my personal opinion. You know, I could go out and buy 47164 and it could sit quite nicely along beside this. You know, it's got the red buffer beam detail etc, and I could always replace the buffers on this particular model with you know, Bachmann grey stroke silver ones that they have produced for other 47s, including obviously 47164, but I think it suits the black buffers as well. As with the Class 47 from Bachmann, you get really good detail. For a loco that really was so widespread that, you know, it really was the most common sight on British railways, and it's been one of the successful of the diesels that they actually produced, and some are obviously still going today, and some have been, shall we say, reclasses and rebuilt as Class 57s. This is a domino head code. I quite like the domino head codes in the 47. You know, I've got a BR blue one that I bought recently as well, an eBay find, and I just think the domino head code just suits it really well. You'll notice this particular one hasn't got a high intensity headlamp there like the latter ones, maybe 86, 87 onwards, because this is in its 1977 guise. So it's got no extra modifications regarding the lighting. It has got silver windscreen wipers to match the roof, or grey, whatever you want to call it, and prototypical to the actual model, it's got white lamp irons and your red buffer beam. I've not fitted any pipework to this just now, I'll be doing that later on. It's got really nice metal handrails on the driver's door, and I'm not going to show you the roof, but it's like any other Bachmann 47. It's got the red fans underneath the ventilator grills. They don't turn, unlike some Hornby models, which really is a gimmick anyway. I think it really suits the Class 47 with a Union Jack on the side. It certainly appeals to me. I know it will maybe not appeal to others, but it's a nice model just to have in my collection, and I've looked for one for a while, and I really am chuffed that I managed to pick one up. So that's how we look at it running around the layout and get some good shots of it.